Hey there, everybody. Matt Busby here with NCM Motorsports Park, Track Tuesdays on Wednesday. We have Bill Tichenor with Holley Performance Products, and we're going to talk things.
Stuff.
How are you, Bill?
Very good. How are you?
You know, trying to stay busy.
Yeah.
How about you guys? Y'all staying busy?
We're trying to stay busy.
Yeah, right on. Right on. What's new in the world of Holley?
So we're always making new parts.
Yeah.
Every day. I think if you're on our email list, you'll see that it's probably 3 new products a day that come out of our engineering team. It's just pretty hard for the marketing team to keep up with, actually.
For sure.
It's a great
Along
problem
with
to have.
all those brands you have and everything like that.
Yeah. So probably, there may be some viewers that don't even know all the Holley brands. It's upwards of 30 plus brands now that are part of the Holley family. Some of the best of the best brands like MSD Ignition and Flowmaster, the Hurst shifters, Earl's Plumbing, Hooker Headers, Dynan, APR.
Yeah, you got some big heavy hitters.
Tuners like Edge and Diablo Sport. It's a pretty neat deal.
Yeah, right on. Anything new that really kind of gets you excited? I know you've been doing this for a really long time, and it kind of, I know being around a racetrack, you can be a little numb to seeing cool cars and everything like that, especially after you see new stuff over and over and over. Is there anything that has you really excited?
In parts or just the aftermarket in
Parts,
general or whatever?
Yeah.
What's cool to me is the amount of aftermarket support for cars.
Yeah.
It's a big industry. There's a lot of companies, including us, that are always pushing the envelope. Like, what can we do next to make that car faster, more enjoyable, quicker on your track out here, or on the drag strip, or off road, or whatever. It's an industry that, to me, it makes people get up and go to work.
Sure.
I want to get up Monday and work hard all week so I can get that part, so I can go enjoy my car on Saturday and Sunday.
Right.
And to me, that's a big deal for me at work, because I know, we make parts to make people's dreams come true. Some guys work on their car for decades. It took me a decade to finish my car.
Yeah.
But it's a dream. You save your money, you go to work, you hit that next milestone, and but it gives you something to look forward to, and that's what I love about our industry, is what it does for people. It's something cool. It's a passion deal.
The build is, I don't know, for me anyway, the build is more fun than the drive at this point. I enjoy the process more than I enjoy the finished product. Right.
Yeah.
One thing that I've noticed and I'm still a pretty young guy, is especially in the last decade, 2 decades, the change in what you guys do in making it easy, right? So hot rodding in the 70s and the 80s is way different than hot rodding now, right? Really specific needs, really specific products. There's a plug and play option for that. It's not, okay, well, we're gonna go in the garage and try
it all together.
Yeah, and there are people who still do that, and some really cool stuff comes out of it. Cletus McFarland, comes to mind.
Yeah.
But at the same time, for the person who's there Monday through Friday and trying to hit that next milestone, sometimes you don't have time to.
Now you don't have time, or you don't have time to go get the knowledge to do it, even if you could do it. So
right.
That's part of what we do, is we want to offer solutions. So if you want to drop an LS engine into your G-body, for example, we did all the work. We know all the parts line up, the transmission's in the right spot. If you use our cross member with our motor mounts and our exhaust, it's going to bolt together, and you don't have to hack it together and hope.
Right.
So we know exactly what you're saying, is to offer the solution. We just made an EFI kit, our Terminator X kit. We made one specifically for a Fox body. The harness takes the computer, puts it under the seat, and it's going to fit that car.
Yeah.
And so that's a big deal with people. They want to know that when I buy this, it's for me.
Right.
And the instructions are for my car. So yeah, you're right.
Yeah, and so I think brings me to something that kind of bugs me a little bit. Is
Everything bugs you, man.
everything does bug me. I'm an ornery guy for my age.
It is.
The notion, we hear this a lot in that, like the younger generation, like isn't into cars, isn't into hot rodding, racing, whatever, and like that really gets under my skin. It's like not true. Like I notice my generation and even like younger generations, they're into it, right? There's more of an expense than there was 20 years ago to implications because things are a little bit more chassis bespoke, right? So the engineering cost goes up and parts costs go up and everything. But the younger crowd's into it; they're just into it differently, and I think that gets mixed up into not being, not having the support of the younger crowd. What do you think? What are you seeing?
I mean, young people are there, and I think they do it different. And I actually think that young people are more eclectic. Like when I was 16 a long time ago, muscle cars from the 60s was my thing. I didn't pay attention to other stuff. Kids now know a little bit about a lot of different types of cars and can appreciate lots of things. And Cletus, for example, he's got a whole board of different stuff that he's into. He's got side-by-sides, he's got a little four-wheel drive vehicle, he's got drag cars, burnout specific cars. Young people like to burn tires, that's for sure. We have found that out. It's been one of the coolest parts of our events that we put on is our burnout contests.
Yeah.
It's like what they say, a moth to a flame. When it's time for the burnout contest, man, it's the coolest, and it's amazing to me that people will build a car just to roast the tires off of it.
Well, and like the scale in which that is, like a burnout car used to be. I remember the old burnout contest. Do you remember Nopi Nationals?
Yeah, I've been
there. So
we used to sponsor that with our NOS brand, another one of our.
The Nopi Nationals used to have a burnout contest, but it was always like a king of the heat. Like it was just a trash car that somebody brought out there to like destroy, and that over a long period of time has evolved into like Tim Grillo's Fair Monster, where it's like this really beautifully built, well engineered car to destroy tires.
A lot of money to destroy tires for potential of a trophy. But I mean that's where things are headed to me, and people enjoying their car,
right?
Doing stuff with their car,
and differently, right?
Yeah.
I think there's a lot of cross pollination as well. Like LS Fest this past year. I remember there was, or maybe it was 2 years ago. I didn't get to make it over to Beach Bend this past year.
Shame on you.
There was a LS Swap 911, LS Swap Ferrari, vice versa.
We had an LS swapped mail truck this year. I mean, you can see it on our Facebook. The video's still there. It's over 1 million views. He built this thing to come to LS Fest and get the burnout contest.
Hell yeah!
It was awesome. And that's what people.
Aren't those all-wheel drive?
No, I'm talking about the old mail van of the flat front.
Like the box.
The box. Yeah.
I knew you were fine.
And LS Fest West is even crazier than Bowling Green. The stuff people build out there just to roast tires is unbelievable. We had an LS swap Mini Cooper, an old Mini. The dude's steering wheel came off in the burnout pit during the burnout contest, and he just like calmly snaps it back on right in the middle of a spin burnout. It was great. Those people, I mean, Bowling Green LS Fest it's two different vibes. You got to experience both of them, and really we thought we would do one to relieve some stress off of each event, and what's happening is they're compounding on each other. So people at West want to come to East now. People at East want to go to West. I mean, it is crazy, and it's one of the coolest things for me to just to be there and see the smiles on people's faces, and like kids getting into cars. We're turning a lot of kids into car people at LS Fest.
Yeah. And it's an opportunity. People take for granted you know, a brand like Holley being able to connect directly with products to your customers, you know, being able to try stuff out, being able to see what people come up with, like that's actually pretty difficult for you know, automotive brands specifically. I know a lot of companies spend a lot of money trying to get that kind of you know, genuine engagement between, you know, between the stuff you guys are making and then, you know, how your customers are using it.
It's a lot of work.
For sure.
But it's well worth it. I mean, it's unbelievable what it's done for us. You know, year one of LS Fest, we were out to show the world that we're not just a carburetor company. And so we were going to show them all our new LS parts, our newest EFI, and how to swap an LS into a car. So we did a LS engine swap race. Teams prepared for it and did it in 30 minutes. And drove in a running car.
I know certain people that have been doing that for years that haven't finished, Chandler.
So it can be done in 30. Chandler, you gotta get it done, bro.
The other end of the spectrum is, you know, going back to like the younger crowd and like this cross-pollination. There's a guy on the West Coast that put a rotary in a Corvette.
Oh yeah.
And so the younger crowd, like you were saying, it definitely, you know, sees every aspect of it.
And you know, the younger crowd, man, and you know what? Over time, it's true for all hot rodding. People are into it for the adventure.
Right.
That's why roadkill was so popular. Right?
Yeah.
You're just watching these two knuckleheads go out with no intentions other than to have fun, and the cars are part of it. Cars are in the middle of it, and that's what's making it happen. But it was okay to have a pile, and it was okay to not have great paint, and just hit the road. If you break down, that's part of the adventure, and they laugh it off, and they fix it, and they keep going, and that's what I think young people are into now.
Yeah.
More than even, you know, previous generations.
But
it's always been that, you know.
Yeah.
Drag racing back in the 50s and 60s, it was an adventure for those guys.
Right.
You know, they were
Sleeping
partying
in
hard.
truck.
Yeah, they were working it in the hotel parking lot under cars all night and having a great time and going to the track trying to win. But it was, you know, you can't take this thing too serious. This cars are just a hobby.
Right.
They're not, you know, look, even the best of the best pro racers can't make money at this deal.
No,
It's all for fun, it's all for passion, and it's, you know.
It's a community.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, it's a lifestyle. Yeah.
Right. So speaking of, what are you working on? You know, I know you said you taken some time. It took you a little while to put your car together. What do you got? I don't think I've ever seen it.
Yeah, a lot of people claim I don't have a car. They've never seen it, but
I've seen your beige Camry, which is prime.
I love Toyotas. I've got a '69 AMX that I've had for 30 years.
Right on.
Telling my age, but I got it when I was 17.
Wow.
And so it was my daily driver with the WKU here in Bowling Green. It was what I got around campus on and drove past Holley and said, man, I'd like to have a double pumper for this car.
Yeah.
Started working at Holley right after college, and that became a time when I finally had a paycheck and I could make the car into something maybe I, you know, would dreamt it could always be. And so a 20-foot paint job turned into a full restoration pretty quick. And
Yeah.
10 years later, the car finally got done. And, you know, had kids in the middle of that and buying houses, and that
Life.
stretches things out. You don't have the money to finish it, but it's finished now. It's probably been finished for, I don't know, 6 years or something like that. And it's carbureted. You would think I would have fuel injection by now, but you know, I know how a carburetor works too, and they're a pretty neat little mechanical device. And
It's still part of it. Like I think there's a place for both of them.
Yeah.
You know, it doesn't have to be this one versus the other thing. I think there are cars that need to be carbureted, and there are cars that need to get done.
Right. Well, I mean, you know, my build style is kind of period correct.
Sure.
With some modifications, but it looks like, you know, it's got torque thrust on it from the period, and you know, I've lowered it, and it's got kind of a neat stance and everything. But I want you to pop the hood and see that it's a pretty stock looking engine, although it's got 500 horsepower.
Yeah.
But we have systems now, like our new stealth Terminator EFI or stealth sniper even. Looks like a Holley 4-barrel carburetor, so I'm contemplating putting that on there so I get the benefits of fuel injection. But it took me so
Press a
long
button, car starts,
start
not
right up,
having to
yeah.
mess with the choke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it took me so long to get it going. I didn't want to just tear it down. I want a manual transmission.
Sure.
I need 4-wheel disc brakes. I want fuel injection, but I just didn't want that to become another year-long tear down.
Well,
just drive the car.
Year long, and you can spend a lot of money fixing little things along the way. The build creep of like, well, while we're in here, we might as well do this.
Well, that's how it happened the first time.
Yeah.
It got stuck in body shop jail.
Yeah.
That took a couple of years. I had to rescue it, take it to another body shop, which did an amazing job, but that turned into, hey, while we're here, we're gonna take it down the middle, we're gonna, while I got it all down the middle, you might as well just fix everything, do it right, and then it just, now it's off. The body's really nice, so everything else needs to be nice, and so it just that's how this whole deal works, right? Your project snowball, and then
and then you start, like, you go down, I don't know, it's a super unhealthy thing. Have you ever gone down and start penciling, well, this costs this and this costs this? No, I'm not gonna do this. Yeah, this is a bad idea.
Let's not do that. So yeah, that's my car. One of the things I wanted to mention, which you can see my car on Holley.com. We've got a place called My Garage, and it's a place where you can upload your car. Keep all the stats on it, your whole build history, write blogs about it, upload videos. Put your wish list there, parts you'd like to have in the future. Share it with your friends, and it's kind of like your own web page. So like your car takes over the whole Holley website when you load it up, and it's once you've got your profile built, you can share it, and it's a great place to share instead of, hey, let me text you a picture of my car, or
yeah, sure,
it's somewhere on my Facebook. Let me find that and send it to you, or just send that one link over. And then like right now, we're doing a virtual car show with people that load their cars to My Garage. And so we're picking winners every week for the next couple months, and different classes, different cars each week, and giving away, prize packs for jackets and apparel and all kinds of cool stuff. But we kind of narrow it down, and then the consumers vote. We put it out on social media, and people can vote for which car they want.
I know on Facebook that got really popular. Like there's brackets and like this car versus this car, and you click and vote. They got really popular. Yeah, very cool. Very cool. I went to check that out. I didn't know you guys were doing that. So LS Fest, Ford Fest,
Ford Festival.
How's everything looking for the year?
Well, they're later in the year, so all good. And we're announcing a new event. It's sort of quietly been announced, but the big announcement's coming really soon. But I'll go ahead and tell you about it. We're going to do a Mopar event.
Hell yeah.
So
where at?
Here in Bowling Green.
Hell yeah.
And it's all in the fall. We love the fall weather. It's going to be a lot of work on us to do LS Fest, Ford Festival, and Mopar. But people want to go be a part of something that's centered around their car.
Sure.
And Ford Festival was amazing last year. It was we partnered up with the guys at NMRA, so they've already got an amazing track race and car show. And then we brought the rest of the stuff that we did. So we brought drifting, and we brought in the Australian style burnout contest, and autocross, and dyno, and Bigfoot. We like to bring in that extra stuff, and so Bigfoot number 1 was there last year, and this year we're going to bring Bigfoot 5, the one with the giant 14-inch, giant 14-foot tall tires and wheels. So that'll be the Bigfoot that's there this year. We already got that lined up. Vaughn Gittin and Chelsea DeNova will be back to drift again this year at Ford Festival. And then, Mopar will be in September also. And
such a beautiful time of year here. And this is, I've only been here 6 years, but this is as much of a hot rod town as I've
oh
ever.
Man, if you're a car guy, and this is the place to live.
Yeah.
Because between you guys at this track and Beach Bend, man, it's something. Almost every weekend, almost.
Yeah, there's something going on, right? And you can some weekends bounce back and forth. I've done that.
There's off-roading in the area.
Yep.
I'm on the chamber. The Bowling Green Chamber actually, believes its identity is centered around motorsports, and so I'm on their steering committee to help with that, just volunteer my time and cause I love the area. I'm from here. I worked for the Visitors Bureau before going to Holley, and like I was telling them back then, we're a car town, that's our identity, right? It's
Yeah.
all cars. And you guys with this track kind of solidified it. It's like, okay, now it's over. We got the Corvette, we got Beach Bend, we got the Corvette track, we got Holley and all these other extra businesses. This is like car town central. Our baseball team's even called the Hot Rods.
Yeah.
So I'm on this committee, and then we're getting everything in the area to market together, motocross, and there's several off-road parks within 30 miles a year, and so we're gonna kind of promote the whole area. And you guys are building your new crawl course.
Crawl course for the Jeeps.
Off-roading is a big deal.
Yeah,
big deal to us as a company too. And there again, it's a lifestyle.
Yeah.
Like having fun with your vehicle. What can I do with my family? What can we go do this weekend? Go to the lake, or you can get your Jeep and go crawl around the woods. It's all about having fun.
So I've always kind of been aware of like the Baja and King of Hammers and all that kind of stuff. I didn't realize until recently how big the grassroots crowd is around that.
Yeah.
Like the crawl stuff and the off-road. Like I had no.
And pre-runners.
Oh man.
Yeah, there's grassroots races for pre-runners that start with the thing you can just pull out of the driveway and go see what it'll take.
So
and then starts the addiction, and then starts the modifications.
Yeah.
And,
these big pre-runner trucks that are kind of like pseudo stadium trucks, but meant for like the Baja stuff. I could do that, like big.
And they're expensive. They
Yes.
build really expensive trucks just to go pre-run for the Baja.
Yeah.
For their real race truck.
Right.
It's even more expensive. So racing, as you drive lap after lap. It's an adrenaline rush.
Sure.
It's addicting.
Yeah, very much.
And it starts.
It's a cycle that.
A lot of times it starts as kids on dirt bikes.
Yeah.
I remember my oldest son, like he moved up from his trail bike to a real race bike, and I mean fast. And he got back and he's like, "Wow, that's pretty addicting. I want to ride more and more."
Yeah.
And so you got to get that rush, once you have that speed and. So it really, he said that without. I've always known that, but I witnessed it firsthand. He's like, "Wow, that was addicting. I need to do that more."
Yeah.
That was a rush.
I had my 6-year-old out here a few weeks ago and put him in a go-kart, like kind of just keep him busy or whatever.
Yeah.
He was out there for, 50, 60 laps, and it starts raining, and I'm like, all right, it's time to come in. He's like, no, I'm good.
I like this.
No, it's time to come in now.
I was that kid too.
Yeah.
Man. Everything from mini bikes, go-karts, dirt bikes, off-roading with my buddies, going to circle track races for the fun of it, bracket racing, just, anything gear related.
Sure.
Is the deal.
Mexico, yeah. I think we've all been to Mexico once.
I have.
No, you never been to Mexico? No, all right.
Straight in place.
All right. So last question, and then we'll kind of wrap it up. Where does Bill see the aftermarket and motorsport, like the grassroots motorsport world, in 10 years?
10 years? I haven't looked that far, man. But it's going to be.
Oh, man.
Get on it. Look. Electric cars are awesome.
Yeah, they are.
They have so much torque off the line that it's like melt your face kind of hard to get a gas engine to do that. I actually think these electric cars will bring new kids that are going to drive their mom's electric car, or maybe their own car that their mom gives to them, and feel that rush of that torque and want to come out here to your racetrack.
Yeah.
I want to take this thing on the track.
Yeah.
This is crazy. So as long as there are men with testosterone. Look, we've been racing each other since
Horse and carriage.
feet,
Yeah.
horses, chariots, on down, to whatever we can race today. We race it against each other, and 10 years from now it's gonna be no different.
No.
There'll be more population and more people doing it, and technology keeps evolving and making things easier, more fun.
Take my money and make it
I
easy.
think definitely the adventure part of it is a big deal, like I mentioned earlier. We got a group of pre-runner guys that come to LS Best West and just put on a show because they want to throw their trucks around, and we can go on a track, and it's nothing for nothing. Other than just to jump their truck.
Yeah.
And the adventure of getting from California to Vegas And being in Vegas, and the whole trip is an adventure to these guys. So I think, you know, that's the one thing that we all need to, you know, keep in mind, and that's the, you know, one of the things that I tell all, you know, all of our staff when we work any of the Holley events is like, people don't need to be here.
No,
They
right.
want to be here, so let's, you know, treat them with the most respect and appreciate the fact that they're coming to hang out with us. They really wanna hang out with us, and it's for nothing more than a weekend away. It's like they could choose to go to the lake, but they choose to do it with cars.
Yeah, any person's most valuable disposable resource is their time, and if you can get them to spend that with you, respect it, right?
Yep. And a lot of times it's a whole family event. It's a whole family affair. They all go together, you know. And the kid gets the bug.
Yeah.
So 10 years from now, he's going to be the guy.
The cycle continues.
That's right.
And Holley keeps making parts.
Who's making your kids' dreams come true.
Right on.
That's the deal.
Thanks, Bill, for taking the time. Thanks
a lot.
everybody for watching. See you next time.